Politics and comedy has been a topic we discuss here quite a bit. Conan O'Brien, who is going to host the Oscars for a second year in a row, I thought he did a really good job. I think he was funny. He avoided politics and a couple things here and there, but it was fair game, and he seemed to be having fun. And it was, an improvement. And here he is talking. I'm going to share this here. It's from an interview at the Oxford Union, where he comments in a veiled way. If it's queued up to the clip, I think he kind of talks about Jimmy Kimmel, who of late has been, Kimmel has been pure propaganda, very divisive language. Here's Conan just setting the record straight, and he's not taking a shot directly at Kimmel, but we know. All right, let's watch this.
You've, done some political comedy as well, but we live in an age of deep political and social polarization.
Yep.
And court jesters in history were the only ones who could speak truth to the king. So in the current zeitgeist, do you think it is a moral duty for voices like yours to try to engage more with social and political issues and use comedy as a way to heal the divisions in the country?
Well, this is a tricky one because it's very easy for people to say you need to use your art form, whatever it is, to fight the power. And I have very strong political feelings and views, but my comedy is something that I don't have that kind of control over, in a way. There's so much of what I've done in my life that's impulse. There's a great new biography of Mark Twain, and at one point, it's so clear when you read it. At one point, I think the author says there was something glandular about Mark Twain's output and his effort. And I thought, yeah, that's it. There's something unconscious. There's something biological. There's something pushing some of this. So we get into a tricky area. This isn't a clear answer, and I'm not trying to dodge it. I'm trying to tell you exactly what I think, which is that there are some very gifted political comedians. That's what they're very good at. And they're able to shine a light on things and expose a certain kind of truth, and it's great. And I find that if something occurs to me, if there's a way to use my comedy, and we did a lot on the late night show, we would do a lot of political comedy, but we would do it in a cartoony way, and we would make fun of both sides. We used to do a thing where we would animate lips on a picture of Bill Clinton or Bob Dole or any of the political figures on either side, and it was really popular. So we did do it, but it's got to be the right way, because if someone says, I really love your painting, but you should now use your painting to speak truth to power. What if they make a terrible painting? And I don't mean that as a joke. I mean, it's a very tricky thing. It's not, I honestly don't think it's for lack of caring. It's just that it is very easy for, I'm going to use the word artist, which I think is stretching it in my case, but I'll just say it. It's easy for someone to lose their way if they're really trying to make a point with what it is they do. And if it comes to you naturally and you see a way to do it, fantastic. But if you're going to bend all of your powers and your imagination to trying to do something and it's not in your wheelhouse, it might go very badly, and you may lose your efficacy. It may not be a good way to get your point across.
Here's actually, I think he delves into it more in this clip, which I thought the clip that we were going to show.
That was pretty good.
No, this is better right here.
Okay.
Some comics go the route of, I'm going to just say F Trump all the time, or that's their comedy. And I think, well, now a little bit you're being co-opted because you're so angry. you've been lulled. It's like a siren leading you into the rocks. You've been lulled into just saying F Trump, F Trump, F Trump, screw this guy. You know, and I think you've now put down your best weapon, which is being funny, and you've exchanged it for anger. And that person or any person like that would say, well, things are too serious now. I don't need to be funny. And I think, well, if you're a comedian, you always need to be funny. You just have to find a way. And you just have to find a way to channel that anger into a way that is, because good art will always be a great weapon, will always be a perfect weapon against power. But if you're just screaming and you're just angry, you've lost your best tool in the toolbox.
Yeah, to me,
good.
that was the more concise clip addressing
But even
the question.
But what you played before was, you know, was a great setup to that. I mean, that was the problem I had with the reason I left late night comedy, which is something I had followed for decades.
Wait a second, Alan, you left late night comedy?
Well, left watching late night comedy.
You stopped watching late night comedy.
The reason I left, stopped watching late night comedy was because every joke was fuck Trump, fuck Trump, fuck Trump. And it was like, this is not funny. It's clear that these people hate him and have no nuanced way of saying it, no humorous way of saying it. And it was just, and you knew, and that just bled into the show. And Conan is 100% right. The other thing is, you know, they mentioned the jester is the one who uses comedy to speak to the king. I'm trying to remember who Biden's jesters were.
Zero. No one made fun of Biden, and there was so much to make fun of.
Yeah. And Saturday Night Live, to their credit, I think they fell into the trap, especially when they had Alec Baldwin as Trump. They just fell into the trap and it just became unfunny at that point. And I think we watch it now. It's much more nuanced. The guy they have doing Trump right now is hilarious. And yeah, they lean to the left, obviously, but at least it's funny. At least they're finding things. And once in a while, maybe they'll poke fun at Democrats. You know, you'll never see them do a Tim Walz or Gavin Newsom sketch. I mean, that.
There's so much happening now politically that's ripe for comedy. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I could imagine SNL or someone doing a sketch about a Somali daycare that is scamming money that then has to open a real daycare, and the comedy that would ensue of a bunch of Somalis that are rich from scamming money now have to pretend to have a daycare. So they have all these kids, and it's actually kind of heartfelt because you fall in love with the kids and they learn a lesson about maybe we shouldn't defraud the government and steal all this money. Maybe we can form a relationship with children. Hilarity ensues.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just so much you can do. So
and
I don't know. Yeah, they won't. But I love Conan for saying this.